organisers having found an enormous amount of talent to take on the local drivers in this important rally. European champion Enrico Bertoni started at number 2 with a new sponsor, but Delacour was the first man on the stages despite a wrong tyre choice on the opening runs. He lost 13 seconds on special stage 1 alone. For Enrico Bertoni, things were even more dramatic. By the taking part on this sort of terrain for the first time in his career. He was 10th after the opening couple of stages, while Kurt Gottlicher was going well with his Ford Escort RS Cosworth. Co-driver Josef Pointinger, the man alongside him, barking out the pace notes. On board, you can see just how hard the driver has to work. The stage climbs higher and higher all the time, the highest point being at 2,000 metres. The higher they get, the worse the fog becomes. Visibility slightly less good than it was at the bottom of the climb. Time lost on the opening stage drops Gottlicher down the order. Monzon, the Spanish champion in 1992 and winner of this event in 1994, had problem on the quickest man, Jose Maria Ponce. Jose Picard, also like Monzon in the Escort, was losing a lot of time on the open. Yves Loubet, a French tarmac specialist, was all out in 96 for a go at the European crown. It was vital, therefore, that he took point, left trailing in his wake. Picard had a flat tyre. Morata is already on his tail with the Peugeot. Picard gentlemanly moves to one side to allow the faster Peugeot to go through. The injured Escort limps to the end of the stage. Peugeot had the upper hand. For Delacour, this looks like a bad dream for him. Problems with the turbo drop him back to 6th place overall. He doubts that it was going to be possible to come back against the local man. Enrico Bertoni was suffering from a complete absence of good fortune as well. At least for him, it's only the start of the championship, so his fortunes can only improve. And another Escort in trouble was that of Yves Loubet. With the stages being used twice, he was hoping to go quicker the second time he saw the roads. Gottlicher was acquainting himself well with his Escort Cosworth. 11 rounds of the championship planned for the German driver this year. The European Series is a huge and complex championship to take part in, with its different point scoring system for the different rounds and importance through their coefficients. Gottlicher was still charging on though in the Ford. For Delacour, it's quickest on this stage. Some 30,000 people here to watch him. A daunting jump at the finish is just one of the many tests for the drivers. Enrico Bertoni was second quickest here. Little by little, the Escort was getting faster. And making it a top 3 for Escort Cosworths, Yves Loubet was third quickest here. His tarmac experience was certainly standing him in good stead at the tight kart track. Gottlicher was very quick here, however, with the Ford Escort Cosworth. All over the curbs. It looks narrow for an Escort, but imagine what it would be like here with a grid full of karts. Wrestling with the wheel, up and down through the gearbox. The back stepping out through the hairpins. Gottlicher keeping up the power all the time. He heads now to the daunting jump at the end of the stage. A heavy landing, but safely to the end of the run. It looks even more dramatic outside than it did from the inside. A total contrast to the tight kart track. Up now, the rally moves into the mountains once again. The first car off onto the tarmac roads would be the Escort Cosworth of François Delacour. On these stages, he was able to put in 3 quickest times on the first 3 mountainous stages of the day. He had problems with the turbo on the car, but even without those problems, he was unable to follow all the locals with their greater experience of these roads. Delacour was improving, however, and so too was Enrico Bertoni. Another man to improve stage by stage was Kurt Gottlicher with the Escort Cosworth. We join him on the most arduous of the tarmac stages. There wasn't one piece of straight road on this particular test longer than 100 metres. And there wasn't much room either side of the car to play with either. They were all hoping, drivers and spectators alike, that the rain would soon ease off. If anything, it got worse. No surprise then that François Delacour, the vastly experienced Frenchman, was the fastest man on the road now. And these were the kind of conditions that he liked. Kurt Gottlicher saw his times improve on the second day as well. He was going for points and trying not to make a mistake, so easy to do on this slippery surface. Yves Loubet, 5th on this particular stage, had lost too much time on day 1. In total contrast to the scenes in the hills, down at ground level, in the coast again. The response from the fans made it all worthwhile for the Renault team, while François Delacour was still charging. Despite his best efforts, he had indeed lost too much time on the opening day. Despite his disappointment at not being able to come back and challenge for the lead, he did feel the opinion that this was a fantastic rally, and he should know he's competed in them all over the world. Enrico Bertoni would finish 3rd overall behind Frenchman Delacour. The difference between the two Escorts was only 9 seconds. Another man heading to Bulgaria for the next round of the championship would be Kurt Gottlicher. Here in the Canary Isles, he would guide his Escort Cosworth to 8th place overall. The Escorts may be quick and well developed, but they couldn't